Do any of us really have our life together?
We don't. Now, if only you guys could hear the conversation before we hit go. Because you guys would be like, oh, it's not just you. It's never just you.
We're
But hi,
all
guys.
over the place.
Hi. This is why I don't do the intros. We already talked about that. But you guys wouldn't know because we already recorded the intro. But we're here now. So, due to some scheduling conflicts, well, it's time zone conflicts. It's all the time zones. Because it definitely wasn't us, and it definitely was not the author. It was authors. It was time zones.
Right.
We didn't have an author to feature on Feature Friday, and this may not be brought up today on Friday. It might be tomorrow. It might be. Who knows? But you guys are getting a bonus episode of the Book Mash. Just think about it that way. Okay? So, Miranda and I were sitting down and talking, and we're like, what should we do? Because we couldn't schedule an author. Well, we scheduled authors, but we couldn't get it to work. And I was like, well, why don't you use your, amazing editing skills? Because I always brag about them. And why don't you put together, like, our favorite moments? Because we have lots of favorite moments. And then we would have been sitting here for hours upon hours with our footage because they're all
Right.
kind of our favorite moments. So Miranda put together a show for us, because if you guys didn't know, Miranda does literally everything. We're gonna do a Feature Friday remix. Maybe she can put an edit where it says remix on the bottom. Like a So we just have some questions for each other, and we're gonna reflect a little bit on our, I don't even know, 6 episodes of the Book Mash. Is that how many?
Yeah, can you believe that?
Or Feature Fridays?
Yeah, crazy.
So, I know, it's kind of nuts. So, we're just gonna shoot some questions back and forth to each other, and, yeah, reflect on, yeah.
Let's jump into this. First question's for you. What was the most nerve-wracking part of doing our first Feature Friday? So this one would have been with Nicole Lenz.
So, I've told this story before. The most nerve-wracking part for me was Nicole's interview was almost the same exact time as the Devney Perry author signing for Show the Sparrows. And I was at the mall, and I had to line up. So it wasn't necessarily the same time. What it was I couldn't leave here, and make it there in time for the signing. And it's a good thing I didn't, because I asked Miranda, because Miranda saw Devney like a week before. And she was like a week and a half before. And she's like,
Yeah.
there wasn't that many people in line. I didn't wait that long. No, not my Barnes & Noble. So we did that. So we had to do something at the mall, and then we were there, and then we did our interview with Nicole. It was amazing, by the way. I couldn't have asked for a better first interview at all. And I literally left there, and I'm like, I'll start till 1. It's like, I don't know, 11:30. I don't even remember what time. I'll be fine. I walk by Barnes & Noble, and the line is literally wrapped around the entire Barnes & Noble. So I was like, I guess I'm getting in line.
Right.
And I stood in line for like an hour and a half. So I think the most nerve-wracking part for me was not rushing it to make it seem like I didn't care that we were interviewing her, because I was so excited to do it. And then filming at at the mall with Nicole, finding a spot quietly where I could film with Nicole, and then going to the author signing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the most nerve-wracking part for me too, just because I didn't know, like, we had tech issues recording by ourselves before, and I didn't want to, like, rely on everything working well and then having someone else be a part of it, not just the two of us. But actually, I think your internet was better at that point at the mall than it was at your house during that time, so it was fine. It was all good.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What moment made us feel like we're actually doing this?
I think when we just started getting all the Google Forms, like, getting filled, like, they just kept happening, and I'm like, what in the world is going on right now? I was shocked that so many people were wanting to be involved with something so small, because obviously we don't have a huge following on YouTube. Our Instagram is starting to shoot up quite a bit. I think the biggest part was having authors on that I had read the books for, and then knowing, like, we have a good set of authors that are being involved that I had read arcs for previously that are going to be coming on later. And that really just like, I don't know. I'm like, holy shiitake mushrooms, people. I don't know. What
The
about
funny
you?
part with me, I didn't read like Nicole's until right before I'd wanted to. Same with Cedar, because we had a goal for every author that came on. We were going to try to read their books before. And then we got flooded. Yeah, we got flooded. And then we started filming like 3 to 4 a week. And we're like, we're sorry. We were trying to read. I mean, they're still all on our TBRs. Like, we're all going to get to them at some point. But it was like, we can't keep up. Miranda couldn't keep up. That's saying something.
Right? For real.
With all the arcs that she was reading. Beyond counter. But it was like, for me, it was when Miranda was excited that these authors were coming on. Because how do I say this without sounding stupid? Not that I didn't want to read indie authors, I just had a negative experience with indie authors before, like, we did all of this. I know, and, like, they're not all the same, that's not what I'm saying. But, like, I quit signing up for arcs unless it was somebody I'd already read before, like. So to see Miranda when I'd be like, hey, I reached out to this person that came across TikTok and they're coming on our podcast. And she's like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, like, this person. And I'm like, yeah. She goes, Ashley, what did you do?
Yeah. CK Darling was the first one that I was like, are you freaking kidding me right now?
Yeah. Miranda was like, I just won her giveaway.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And she was awesome. Like, everybody we've had on so far has been amazing. They've been great. They've been so, like, willing to help and willing to give. And yeah. So that was when I got to see you be excited. Like, that was when I was like, we're doing something right.
Yeah, it's been nuts. I don't think I'll ever get rid of, like, the pinch me mentality. Like, what in the world? How?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I know.
A technical disaster or oh crap moment that we somehow pulled off on camera.
Every podcast? No, I think the biggest one was, I think it was with CK. I kept getting a phone call.
Oh.
And no matter how many times I declined it, like, they didn't stop calling. And I was like, well, I'll put myself in airplane mode. And then when I put myself in airplane mode, it, like, shut down I jumped right back in, and it was like, I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
I mean, the video, like, cut me out for a minute, but, like, that was...
Yeah.
That was it.
I think for me, it was when we were talking to Cedar, and I just kept talking over everyone. I'm like, oh crap, but oh well, we're gonna push forward.
I mean, at least it happened with Cedar, because Cedar was super cool about it. She's like...
She was like, it's fine. Yeah. No worries.
I immediately was like, so sorry we were talking over each other. And she goes, oh, you were fine. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't want you to think we were trying to be, like, rude or anything, because we were really not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Who is most likely to derail the outline with a random question?
Yes.
I feel like everybody we have on, you're like, so side note, what'd you have for dinner today?
Right?
Not that it's bad, but now she kind of, like, writes in random question places into our script.
Yeah, I'm like, I have to ask you this. Like, I know this isn't, like, even on the same train, but I've got to ask.
Yeah. I think it's funny, because now I'll have to find one. It's like, something you can... Like, here's another question like, Miranda always has random questions. I'm like, stick to the script.
Yeah,
because then people start answering questions already.
Yeah, especially if it's a book I've already read, because I have, like, all of those things in the back of my brain.
Was it Cedar that you were asking the Rory question about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, no.
She's like, no.
We need to check in with her and see if she's watched any Gilmore Girls.
Oh, yeah. Did you see that her and Nicole announced that something was coming out?
Yeah. super
Like, can
excited.
we be beta readers?
Yeah, please,
Wink,
that would be
wink.
amazing. Come on.
Even ARC readers?
Yeah, reeling it in.
I'll send you more freeze-dried milk duds.
Yeah, I want to read the Christmas one
Me too!
from Cedar. That looks so. Have you been reading the snippets?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
I think I missed one, though, because then I got confused.
it's gonna be so good.
If you guys haven't seen that yet, on Cedar James's Instagram, she's releasing a, like, Christmas book, and she, like, takes a picture of the first, like, chapter page, and she posts it onto her stories, and she's like, hee. I'm like, you know what? Now she's like,
Yeah, I'm reeled in. Come on, let's do this. Christmas in July. I would totally ARC read for Christmas in July.
Definitely willing to read an ARC Christmas in July.
There you go.
Definitely.
Did I mention July is my birthday month?
Yeah. And I'm her older sister, so
I'm just gonna throw that out there.
When we were little, our father, for our birthdays, would always buy like one sister like a birthday assembly. I don't know. And then they'd always buy the other sister a small gift.
Yeah.
You can give it to Miranda like 2 minutes before me. And then Miranda gets like I got it first, and then I could be like, well, I got it too.
Yeah, there you go. That would work.
Just saying, Peter and Nicole.
Okay. If we were to name Future Friday awards, what categories would we have?
Good question.
That's so hard.
When I was highlighting it, and now I'm like, how would I answer that?
I know. How do you answer this one? I'm thinking of like superlatives, but it's hard when they're not just generic superlatives.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I liked them all. You all get awards.
You all get. We're like Oprah.
Yes, you get a
Future Friday. And you get a Bookmaster award. No, I had an answer for this. What was it? I think it was best mic drop moment. I don't remember. Let us know what you guys would give.
Yeah, there you go.
I got you.
Yeah,
what kind of awards would you give? Mic drop moment. Unexpected answer. Yeah, all those things. What would you do?
Love to hear your thoughts.
Because apparently we don't have any today.
It's one of those days, people. Just one of those days.
Oh, you guys should have heard me singing.
I know.
Miranda got a phone call, and then it like cut off our recording. That's why we had to like And then she had to go call said person back, and I'm like, don't wanna be. Oh wait, self, because you got to get the Dino pin.
Goodness. And you don't want me to edit that out, right? You want me to keep that in there? Alrighty.
It says edit it out. Quick.
I know, I heard him yelling something in the background.
You're welcome, guys. That's why my mom told me I couldn't be anything I wanted to be when I grew up. Because I could not be a singer. Actually, side note, here's one for you.
No.
We're playing Monopoly one day. Okay? For everybody who thinks Miranda's the nice sister, we're playing Monopoly. I think were you playing Monopoly?
It was either Monopoly or Life or something. We always sat at the breakfast nook in the dining room playing games and listening to music.
And I'm like, whoa, 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 yeah, I just bought Boardwalk, and I'm like singing whatever song's on. And Miranda goes, are you trying to ruin the song? No, Miranda, I was actually trying to sing good. So then I quit. Me and Miranda actually had a group. Did you guys know that? 2020.
Choreography and everything.
The logo. Hold on, friends. The logo was like that.
You still remember that? That's funny. Oh my God.
Welcome.
Yes.
Okay. What have we learned about our own dynamic as co-hosts through these segments?
My sister is a dork.
You already knew that.
What have we learned? Because there's a lot more that goes into it than just us recording. Like, we're talking to authors and posting things. So when we're looking at the Book Mash as a whole, Ashley's way better at, like, staying on top of emailing authors back and keeping on top of all the comments and messages and things on socials, especially TikTok because I don't use it. And then I do like a lot of the background kind of stuff, like making the scripts and scheduling, helping get this stuff scheduled and doing all the graphics. So I feel like the way we're doing it now works really well. We bounce off each other really well.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was telling my mom the other day that it's nice to have something that we're doing that we both enjoy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that it took us to be in our 30s for something like that to happen, but it did. Like, there's no power struggle or anything that's going on because both of our voices are like heard, and we're good at communicating and planning things out. And that's just not something we've ever had before. And we talk to each other a lot more now. So yeah, I think the whole bookish thing brought us together more. What are you laughing at? I didn't hear you.
Said we talk to each other more, and I said unfortunately, and you said yeah.
Weird. Whatever. I was trying to be. You did this to your husband too. I was trying to be sweet, and you went and started being salty.
Did you expect anything else?
True that.
No,
What about
I agree. I think that it's cool because Miranda and I, like, our whole entire lives have been polar opposites. Miranda's always been like the bookworm. I've always been like the athlete. Like, Miranda wanted to go to school because she wanted to learn. I wanted to go to school for social hour. And it was like that, like, our whole entire lives.
Yeah.
And now we finally have something that we can do together. And it's not like, well, I guess I'll go hang out at the bookstore with you, but you have to go hang out at a baseball game with me kind of a thing. And she's right. Like, we communicate really good. In the beginning, when we were both, like, dipping our toes in the water and we didn't want to overstep, but we knew that stuff had to get done, we'd be like, is it okay if I do this? If not, then you can totally do it. And we're like, no, you can do it. And it's kind of still the same, but it's not like, she's like, if I'm going to send this to you, let me know if you don't like it. And I'll be like, no, I trust you, like, whatever. I don't know. This, like, it was funny because we had an author reach out to us asking for a graphic. And I'm like, hey, will you shoot this author an email? And she goes, or will you take care of this or something? I'm like, did you send it? She's like, no, I thought you did. And I'm like, no. But it was funny on that same page when we're both doing that. She's like, I had a video go kind of cuckoo. And she's like, I can't keep up with it because you're already taking care of it. She's like, well, I did go in and follow back all these people. And I'm like, oh, thanks, because I was stuck on responding to comments and I didn't get to, you know what I mean? So it's nice to know that if I don't do something, not necessarily that I'm, like, putting it on Miranda's shoulders and I'll be like, Miranda can deal with it. But I know that she's, like, right there behind me to, like, pick up whatever I'm missing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. We work well together, and that's not something that we really did before. It's kind of cool.
True that.
True that, homie. Okay.
Now, if only our daughters would believe us that when we were younger, we did not get along.
I know.
Like, we always made jokes that we'd be living next door to each other with, like, the walkway in the middle, but, like, did we really want that? No, we wanted, like, 30 acres. I'm on one side, Miranda's on the other side, and then there could be a walkway in the middle.
Right.
But now it's like, you know, it'd be really easy if we did live next to each other now.
Yeah.
But our daughters are the same exact way. They fight like cats and dogs, and we keep telling them, you guys are gonna be best friends when you're older, and they're like, nah. So one day they'll listen to us.
See. All right, dream guest alert. Who's on your Feature Friday bucket list? Who would you freak out over if we had on our show?
Well, we have one indie author that I've really been excited to have on. And that's Trin Savage. I've followed her for a while, and she writes, like, books based off of Call of Duty. And not that I'm a Call of Duty fan, but the fact that it's, like, a female in that world, like, writing that book, to me, is just super cool, and her TikToks crack me up, and I watch her lives all the time. So, like, indie author-wise, I think that's where I'm sitting right now. But, like, traditional publishing, probably HD.
Yeah.
She's
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
She just had a baby. And her announcement was, I've been growing a villain for the past 9 months, and I didn't tell you. And I'm like, can we be best friends now? But I just love her.
Yeah, I know.
Also, Nevessa Allen, because I really like her too, and her TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk about Lights Out on Monday, or Sunday.
I know, me too.
Oh, hey, we gotta talk about that. Well, Sunday.
Oh, because, I'm supposed to come over.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll just do it together.
What?
In one place.
Miranda and Ashley in the same room?
Oh my gosh.
Filming together?
My
your
dream
bucket list.
guest. I don't have
I
one in I know. I don't have one in particular, and I have like 3 that I'm super duper excited and nervous about that signed up, and I'm gonna fangirl like crazy.
Their art and their cards may or may not be in the background of Miranda's video right now.
Right? At least one of them. I'm supposed to be getting something from another one. She was supposed to send me something. I'm sure it'll come soon. Yeah.
Trying to think. CJ Sweet, she's coming on too. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that.
I know. I know. I keep trying to keep it on the hush just in case something happens, and we're like, I don't want to get everybody's hopes up. But I can tell you that my fangirlism will not slow down. It won't. It's just going to keep going because for some miracle, these people that I feel like are these big time, they might be indie authors, but that doesn't mean they're not a big time author. Like, people know them and they write really great books, and we get to talk to them. And I'm like, what?
We do.
Craziness. Crazy.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
If we could turn one past moment into a reoccurring segment, what would it be?
I mean, I really like the question where we ask about casting.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I like that question is because when you're reading, if you were watching something, or if you've been around somebody that sounds similar to the character description, you might not be getting exactly what the author is trying to get you to picture. So when they give you the casting, it's like it's giving you a glimpse of who they were really thinking about while they were writing. So I really love that question, and I definitely think that that's one we need to keep.
But then there's like A.L. Jackson. And the biker dude. Just saying.
I can't even with you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear your thoughts on the other characters from Moonlit Ridge. I'm curious.
Well, I might have to read them just so I can tell you what I think they look like.
Yeah.
If I was a good artist, I would draw it for you.
Like, I want to know what you think Otto would look like. You know, the funny thing is
Otto.
Okay, we're going on a different tangent. Okay,
I'm
so
thinking
Otto,
of Sons of Anarchy right now. Otto.
That is my point. That's exactly what I was going to say. Okay, so for somebody that loves Sons of Anarchy, and I haven't even watched the show, guys. I know you like Sons of Anarchy, so for you to not picture dudes from Sons of Anarchy when you're reading A.L. Jackson's books is like left field. No sense.
That's because Charlie Hunnam and Opie, man. Ooh, yeah.
Otto and Kane, I want to know what you think they look like.
Well, if Otto looks anything like he does on Sons of Anarchy, he gets his eye poked out with a spoon.
Okay, that doesn't happen in the book.
That's the dude. What's his name? The dude who plays Otto is the creator of the show. What's his name?
I know, I was like, I'm gonna look this up.
Well, if you look, it's not that dude. Right here, Kurt Sutter. Yeah, but it's not the dude on the Wikipedia site. He looks like this.
Hey, Otto in A.L. Jackson's books does not look like.
Well, that's what I'm gonna think of. You're welcome.
All right. What about you? A past moment that we're turning into a recurring segment.
I think we're already kind of doing it. It's cool that this all came from one idea that my husband had with the 5-Minute Fridays that didn't last 5 minutes. With Nicole, which I wouldn't have had it any other way. But it's cool that this came from that idea, and that it's something that we were like, we need to keep doing this, and then we just keep going. So I think that would be my reoccurring segment was the Feature Friday.
I have loved Feature Fridays. I mean, I like doing our regular recordings too, but I feel like getting to know all these people that we wouldn't normally get to know. Mm-hmm. And even authors that we've talked about, their favorite part of being an author is building a community, and that we get a chance to be a part of that community.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really cool.
I agree. And that we just get to sit there and push their names further and further out. So,
yeah, and try to help spread the word.
We might only have like 300 following on TikTok and Instagram, but that's 300 more people that we're reaching to that they may not have reached to.
Right. Yeah. Okay. What would we tell ourselves before our very first interview if we could go back in time?
Hold on. It's about to be a ride. I think that'd be it.
Yeah. I think mine would just be to relax. Like, every person that we've had on our show has been so nice and funny and just like genuine. And just like I was mentioning with the community, it's almost like we're all friends. Like, we're just talking to a friend. It's not stressful. Like, I might stress and be nervous ahead of time, but once we get going and like start talking to them and asking them questions and get to know them, it feels like you're just talking to someone that you've known forever. And so I really enjoy that part. And I feel like that's something I would remind myself if we were going back to that first interview with Nicole.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like it is a big deal, but just know that, like, it's going to be okay. It's going to turn out well.
When authors come on and they're like, I'm so nervous, and we're like, like, I think it was, I had an author, I won't put her name out there, but I had an author message me on TikTok, and she's like, I have kids, and they're kind of young, and she's coming on to our show next week, I believe, and she's like, they're kind of young, and just so you know, they might pop in, and I'm like, Miranda and I literally make jokes that if the kids aren't busting in the doorway or calling us, like, it's not a successful show.
Right.
Because that's just,
I mean, we're all at home and we're all human and things happen.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
No. Just know that if you are watching this and you are coming on a Feature Friday, just know that we're here to have fun.
Yeah.
And promote you.
And we're relatable.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's all, folks. We remixed our show a little bit. We had some fun. We got to reflect on our past shows. If you've watched Feature Friday, we want to know what your favorite episode's been. Like, what book are you excited to read? Even if you haven't gotten your hands onto it, just know that we do giveaways every episode. So, and a lot of that comes from the authors themselves. So thank you. And the ones who can't, like, we're like, well, let us support you. So, either way, you're getting a great copy of their book, and we're excited to put it into your guys' hands too. Myrna and I will have to talk about this episode.
Yeah. I know, like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But we still have the CK Darling.
Oh, yeah, CK's still going.
So, for a couple more days.
Yeah. Go enter that giveaway, because that's going to be amazing. Amazing. So, yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us and reflecting. Let us know in the comments, no matter where you're watching, what your favorite Book Mash moment has been so far. So.
Yep. And if you are an indie author and want to be featured on Feature Friday, Google form is in our link tree, which is in our bio, or you could just send us an email, whatever you want to do, whatever you can find on our socials, let us know, and we would love to have you on our show.
Oh, yeah, Miranda, don't forget to plug. We have a merch website up now. TheBookMashPodcast.com. So
such cute stuff on there. I want to buy it all.
I know, me too. Me too. There's free shipping going on until July 5th. I need a yawn counter. Click.
Yeah, I think that was like 4.
I think so too. So
children, see? Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
if you're that author and you're watching our episode, we got slamming doors. We got kids sneezing and taking out the whole upstairs. We have kids coming to say what's up. So, okay, guys, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you on the next one.